All right, welcome back to 31 Days of Halloween Ranked Countdown. Before we get into number 20 on the list, counting down from 31 to number 1, number 20 today, let's go over the basics on here. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I've got my own as well. That being said, if you want to have discussion, if you want to comment, something along those lines, let's by all means have that fun. Let's do this. If you're coming in here to troll on this thing, it's not going to happen. We're going to remove it because we're here to have fun. It's the spooky season. It's time to have fun. So that being said, we're moving into number 20. You've already seen it on the background, and if you don't know what that is, we really can't be friends too much. So number 20 is Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street was chosen for a couple of reasons. Number one, iconic fashion for 80s, 90s, 2000. It just keeps going and going and ever living. Uh, but this was actually one of the first horror movies that I've ever seen, personally. My cousin actually had a friend of his over to his house. I was over there visiting. All of our parents were gone at the time, going shopping or something along those lines. I don't remember what exactly what it was, but we were there by ourselves for the day. So they pulled me into the room. And back in the day, they had the big screen, and I'm talking about like a 65, 70 inch, but that huge thing, it took up the entire living room because the lights had to come out away from it and everything. I know, I'm old, get over it. And they propped me down in front of it and told me I had to watch. Now, if anybody knows how Nightmare on Elm Street begins, for a prepubescent boy watching this thing, it was good. Then she fell asleep. Bad idea. Because then it got to the point where it was like, I'm done. I don't want to watch this anymore. But they wouldn't let me leave. And so I had to watch the whole thing. And of course, now I have the name Demon Phil. I mean, it's a psychological thing that happened with that. Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger. Not to be confused with Fred E. Cougar. If I hear one more person put that out there on a post or see that, anyway, Freddy Krueger. So it's based off of the fact that, he did do something to children, and then the parents took it upon themselves to have their revenge to burn him alive. That's the story. But found out fairly recently this is based on actual storyline events, whatever you want to call them. Not, to a T by any means. This guy is not going in your dreams or anything. But there is a deal in Ohio that we're looking forward to visiting very soon, where you can go up there and it's actual Freddy Krueger's. Uh, it's it, it's his place in the cemetery. I mean, it's got his stone there or whatever. I don't know if it's the actual headstone only or if it's bigger than that. We're gonna find out. And then there's more story that goes along with it from there. To find out more about the lore on that, just look up the real story of Freddy Krueger, and you'll find out more about what happened. But Nightmare on Elm Street made it in at number 20 on the list. It would have made it higher. However, we're talking again about the saga, not just one particular movie on this one because of the name. I enjoyed the new one. They tried too much to overshadow the original, and you can't really do that. So, by that being said, not so much. I actually enjoyed the series, if anybody remembers that. That was actually a lot of fun. Nightmare on Elm Street series. It ran for a few seasons, if I'm not mistaken, at least two, and then was canceled thereafter. But it was a fun series. So this one is one of those that kind of gives you the thing about, if you fall asleep, bad things happen. So you have to stay awake. So they're talking about, drinking as much coffee as you can, taking, no dose pills. Johnny Depp gets killed in a waterbed in a most horrible fashion. All kinds of fun stuff. You can't miss out on this. And then Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. There are a few instances where you can say that certain people were made for the acting role that they had. I mean, you know, several ones that are out there that are big. Right off the top of my head, Robert Englund is definitely one of the top ones on there because he portrayed the role so much that it's hard to discern Robert Englund from Freddy Krueger. And even meeting him in real life, it's to that way as well. You're kind of standing in front of the guy going, are those real knives on your fingers? Because normally he has the glove on, but even whenever he's, you know, signing autographs or whatnot, it's interesting to kind of stand back and you're kind of looking at him going, am I going to wake up anytime soon or am I stuck in this nightmare? He did a great job. He did a very great job. So Nightmare on Elm Street coming in at number 20. Again, if you're enjoying these things, please remember to like, subscribe, and share so that you don't miss out on any of the content. We have these dropping daily. So it is my top 31 from number 31 all the way to number 1 of the Halloween style movies for the season that are out here right now. But please remember, hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on anything. And we'll have more content on top of this that is dropping fairly regularly as well. Definitely weekly and probably a lot more than weekly for quite a few things. That being said, 31 days of Halloween rank countdown. We've got number 20 in the bag right now. We're moving on to 19 tomorrow. So until then, all eyes are on you this holiday season.